I don't think we mentioned this earlier, and I hope we didn't, because I do like to give people a fair warning. This is going to be a little spoiler talk about the next Pokemon coming to the game. It has not been officially announced. You've probably seen it everywhere if you're following this game at all, but spoilers, we're about to talk about the next Pokemon coming, at least for a little bit here. That's the warning about the spoiler. If you're still watching, we're going to talk about Aegislash coming to the game. The next all-rounder. I mean, we needed more all-rounders, apparently.
Yeah.
No speedsters, no
Defender
supports.
coming up next, guys.
Yeah, Defender. We need some more Defenders and all-rounders. And, I mean, honestly, it looks sick. And also, given that they released Trevenant, and Trevenant is okay, you know, not one of the most powerful releases, and definitely not one of the most popular releases. I think this Pokemon is shaping up to be insanely cool. I think it just looks so good.
Yeah. I think Aegislash, to me personally, looks like a Pokemon that's going to really reward high skill players. It looks like something that you really have to time your abilities on, and you have to worry about this passive with its boosted attacks. I'm not completely sure how that works myself, but it looks like it's got this good balance between defense and offense, and using those at the right time is going to be really, really key to making this Pokemon work, I think the Unite, I hope it does a lot, because it's very narrow. I'm sure you guys see it's so tiny, and so I'm hoping it has some kind of crazy secondary effect, or does like absurd amounts of damage, or something like that. But you made a video about it, Krashy. What's your take on Aegislash?
Aegislash looks really cool to me. I think that it seemingly seems very simple. Like, you kind of look at it and it's just like, it almost looks one-dimensional, but we're looking at leaks and, you know, unreleased footage, and so I'm sure there's nuance in there that I'm just not quite seeing, right? Like, when you use an offensive ability, it puts you in sword stance. When you use a defensive ability, it puts you in shield stance. What exactly does that do? Is it as simple as we think, or is there much more nuance to it? Now, from what I could gather, normal attacks never have boosteds, but you build your boosteds by using your main ability. So you have the claw move where you kind of swipe, and you have that like more angular dash, like kind of area slash move. And those two moves, depending on whether you hit, will give you a boosted auto. Now, here's the big question. When you hit multiple targets, will it give you multiple charges? These boosted autos, or these autos, it goes up to 4. You can see it. It's like the 3 white ticks, and then the 4th one is yellow. So it caps off at 4. So you can store up to 4 of them. They're stored. It's a lot like Blissey's, where they become stored. I don't think they fall off from what I could see. So, and they act a lot. It's very, very similar in my mind to Greninja's boosted melee. So when you hit something, you like sword slash through them. So, you know, when you look at the kit in an isolated dummy fighting situation, it looks really simple. But in my mind, I see you slamming a team, getting 4 charges, dash through, shield up, dash through. Like, I in my mind, it sounds way faster, way more loose, throw a Unite move on top of it, than what you can even tell. And we don't know the nuance between the abilities. Does being in sword stance raise your damage by what? You know, we don't understand it. And I think that the character is, I think there's going to be some skill expression here that is going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, that's one of the when I watch this character, I think players who are very good at this game are going to pop off in a crazy way with this character. One of its issues might be that it's, you know, it's got 3 stages to it. So any Pokemon that has 3 stages, you automatically think, all right, well, now it needs to go in the jungle. Possibly, at least, it needs to go in the jungle, and now you're taking experience away from a Pokemon like Cinderace, who is just one of the craziest Pokemon in the game right now, or Greninja or something like that. So it's always a bit of a gamble to have a 3 Evo Pokemon, kind of like, as we talked about earlier, Dragonite. It's just, it's so whatever in the lane for such a long time that you wonder what it's going to do to Aegislash being a 3-stage Pokemon like that. However, when I'm watching it fight, I'm just thinking, man, this thing is going to tear teams apart. We don't know all the numbers. Like, that's something we just can't tell until you really start playing it. You get the feel of it, but it feels like this could wipe entire enemy teams.
Yeah, it definitely looks scary. It looks interesting, and yeah, I can't wait to see how it's going to be used. I mean, it appears with King's Shield that you can completely block a move, and that's something I'm gonna love to see how the top end players use that, where they plan to. And I think this could be a top laner, depending on how much damage it does. But with that defensive move it has in the other game, I think Iron Defense it's called, right? I think that's what it is. I think you could really use that and outplay Lucario. It's going to depend on its late game impact, of course, but I definitely am excited to see Aegislash. I mean, it's a fan favorite Pokemon, right? I mean, I think everyone likes Aegislash.
Yeah, for me, I definitely I feel it like so. I obviously like for all rounder, I kind of think of the viability between lane and jungle, and like having the first move where you kind of like dash and teleport looks good for lane, right? Gives it some mobility, and having a defensive ability looks good for lane. So I think about it and I'm like, it could probably be a good jungler. Like anything could be a good jungler. But it's probably going to be a laner, assuming that it actually plays out well. So I'm really looking forward to another laner because God knows we have plenty of junglers in the game. So
it's 5 and 7, right? The evolutions 5 and 7.
Yeah,
is that
yeah? It's on the 5-7-9 curve.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, we just had them release a Pokemon that wasn't crazy overpowered. We might see them release another Pokemon that's not crazy overpowered. Then again, they went from Mamoswine to Sylveon. At one point, I remember them releasing a Pokemon that wasn't crazy overpowered, and then they released Sylveon.